Familiar ba kayo sa images na nasa screen nyo right now? If yes, I think may idea na kayo kung ano ang intangible assets. Hi! I'm Steph, and welcome to Step-by-Step Accounting Tutorial, where you will learn more about accounting. For this video, we will talk about intangible assets and its recognition. But before we start, please subscribe and click the tiny bell button to keep you posted. So, ano nga ba ang intangible assets? Philippine Accounting Standards number 38 or PAS 38 defines intangible assets as identifiable, non-monetary assets without physical substance. In short, ito yung may halaga pero hindi nila makita. But may I emphasize that PAS 38 is applicable to all intangible assets except for the following. Number 1, goodwill acquired in a business combination because that is accounted for under PFRS 3 on business combinations. Number 2, intangible assets held as inventory because that is accounted for as under PAS 2 on inventories. And number 3, intangible assets classified as held for sale because that is accounted for under non-current assets held for sale or PFRS number 5. Examples of intangible assets include copyright, trademark, franchise, computer software. For an intangible asset to be classified as such, it should possess these 3 characteristics: identifiable, non-monetary, and without physical substance. Kasi may ibang assets na, yes, non-monetary siya, yes, wala siyang physical substance, pero unidentifiable. In that case, that is beyond the scope of PAS 38, which is exactly what goodwill is. It is an intangible asset, but a special kind of intangible asset, which is beyond the scope of PAS 38 and which is accounted for by other accounting standards. Conversely, meron ding assets na, yes, identifiable sila. Yes, wala silang physical substance. Pero hindi pa rin sila recognized or hindi pa rin sila sakop ng PAS 38 kasi hindi nila na-meet itong characteristic na to, non-monetary. Example, deposits in banks, receivables, debt instruments. Diba? We can identify a deposit in a bank. We can identify a receivable. We can identify a debt instrument. Tapos, hindi rin natin nahahawakan, hindi natin nakikita, intangible siya, without physical substance. Kaso, yung mga yun kasi, monetary sila, financial asset. That is why, hindi rin sila sakop ng PAS 38. Question: what if yung isang asset, meron siya both tangible and intangible elements? Paano natin i-classify yun? The answer is, the asset can be classified either as intangible asset under PAS 38 or as property, plant, and equipment under PAS 16. Tapos, para ma-classify siya, the entity must use its judgment to assess which is more significant, the tangible or the intangible element. For example, if the intangible element is a critical component or an integral part of the asset as a whole, that asset should be classified as PPE. For example, yung operating system sa isang computer, di ba yung OS, intangible siya, hindi nahahawakan, hindi nakikita. Pero yung computer, tangible, nahahawakan, nakikita. Paano natin i-classify yung intangible na component, yung OS? I-classify natin siya as PPE kasi yung computer, hindi siya pwedeng mag-function without the OS eh. Diba, katulad sa computer ninyo, meron siyang Windows 10. Hindi pwedeng mag-function, hindi pwedeng gumana yung computer without the operating system, which is Windows 10. What if yung intangible component, hindi siya significant part of the asset as a whole. In that case, the intangible element must be classified separately as an intangible asset under PAS 38. Example, yung computer na merong mga application softwares like Adobe Photoshop, Oracle, SAP, the computer can still function without those softwares. That is why the intangible component is separated and classified as a separate asset, which is intangible asset. Okay, so proceed na tayo sa recognition. Recognition of an asset answers a question on whether we should record an asset in the financial statements. Kailan ba tayo dapat mag-record ng asset as intangible asset? The answer is if the asset meets the following. First, the asset recognition criteria. Second, the 3 characteristics. And lastly, the 3 essential elements. Let's discuss one by one. Una, asset recognition. An asset should be recognized if it is probable that future economic benefits will flow to the entity and the cost can be measured reliably. Second, the 3 characteristics which we discussed earlier, which are identifiable, non-monetary, and without physical substance. And lastly, the 3 essential elements of an intangible asset, which are identifiability, control, and future economic benefits. I want us to focus on the last criteria, the 3 essential elements. First, on identifiability. An intangible asset is identifiable if it is separable, if it can be separated, if it can be sold separately from the entity, or if it arises from contractual or legal rights. An intangible asset must be identifiable for it to be distinguished from goodwill. Kasi goodwill does not have physical substance, tapos non-monetary din siya, pero hindi siya identifiable. That is why it is beyond the scope of PAS 38. Goodwill is accounted for under PFRS 3 on business combinations, PFRS 10 on consolidated financial statements, and PAS 36 on impairment of assets. Next, control. It is important that an intangible asset is controlled by the entity, meaning the entity has the ability to benefit from the intangible asset and prevent others from benefiting from it. Iba yung control sa ownership. Kasi, pwede kang magkaroon ng control over the asset kahit hindi mo siya pagmamayari. Kaya mo pa rin mag-benefit from that asset kahit hindi mo own yung asset. And that is usually the case kapag may legal rights ka over that asset. And lastly, future economic benefits. Future economic benefits may include increase in market share or visibility or revenue from the sale of products or services. Take for example, a brand. Diba pag mas nakikilala yung brand mo, mas lumalaki yung market share mo, mas nakikilala ka, mas nagiging visible ka sa market, which leads to increase in sales, increase in revenue. Another example of future economic benefit is cost savings. Halimbawa, gumamit ka meron kang tangible asset which improved your processes as a result of technical knowledge. Pero, mako-consider mo lang siya as future economic benefit if that technical knowledge is protected by legal rights. So, as a recap, an intangible asset should be recognized if it meets the asset recognition criteria, if it possesses the 3 characteristics of identifiable, non-monetary, and without physical substance, and if it possesses the 3 essential elements of an intangible asset, which are identifiability, control, and future economic benefits. So, that's all for this video. Sana nakatulong akong ma-understand nyo ang intangible assets. If you find this video useful, please subscribe and click the tiny bell button for more updates. Please like us as well on Facebook, Step by Step Accounting Tutorial. And if may questions kayo, you can email us at stepbystepaccounting@gmail.com. See you on my next video and thanks for watching!